Set, hut, 60 yards. Combo. He can't have no echo. He's not going to get me. 0-0.
Murray now on first down. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Wilson. That one good for 20 on the catch and run. Just the first quarter, but tackling going to be so important going forward. They've got to limit plays like that.
And that's something when you see it happen early in the game and they don't get him on the ground, you can always tell that they were concerned about it going in. Because I can just tell you from my days, I remember being in college and worrying all off-season about our season open opponent, and they had a receiver that could shake and bake with the best of them. I tackled him on the first pass of the game, and the relief was incredible. I ended up having a pretty decent ball game. But if I'd missed him, it would have been a different long night. Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
Alert 3, alert 3. Alert 3. 61. That's back. Right.
Here's Murray from midfield. Gets by him at the 25. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. A gain there of 30 big ones.
Well, things are looking pretty darn good on this first drive, aren't they? Came right out, set the tone, this time with a big pass play.
And if the peek behind the curtain that they gave us or their game plan today, I don't think that's going to be the last one we see.
I think you're exactly right about that.
Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. This game not quite as good as the last, but still over 40 yards between the two.
Let's go. Now the wood. Pass some. Mike, forward. Come on, boy. Drop. You better be ready.
Shotgun now from Murray. And now he'll tuck it. Murray fighting. Lost the football. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And I think he's going to go. They're not going to get him. He's at the 50. 30. Past the 20. 10. And they bring this one back. It's a fumble recovery and a Seattle touchdown. Jason Myers now for the extra point. And this will give the Seahawks a 7-0 lead.
Next the score, Seahawks 7, Cardinals 0.
So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. Fielded about a yard deep. And a good effort on the return there. Gets them across the 30 to the 33-yard line. Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. And they'll be looking to start fresh. Just a moment ago, they were backed up, coughed up the football, and then saw it go the other way for 6 points.
I just wonder, partner, sometimes they put such an emphasis on things. And, you know, in that situation, as they ran out there, they were told, take care of the football, don't cough it up. And sometimes that's the last thing you hear, and that's exactly what you do.
4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. Second down, Murray sets to throw. They'll wind up losing a full 10 yards on the play. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here.
10 yards on the play. It's now 3rd down.
It'll be a nickel look here for the Seahawks on 3rd down.
I'm letting you know right now, you better break it. 7's a Mike. Mike 7. Man, I got you. Man.
Murray with a 3rd and long. is here as he's taken down. Jaron Reed muscles his way in for the sack.
Well, this is what happens when you get behind the chains, as people like to say. When you have obvious passing situations, hard to vary it up and fool a defense.
And you hate those situations if you're an O-lineman, right?
Oh, without a doubt, because you just know they're coming, and you never know exactly how. They can be exotic in their blitzes, or their athletic ability just takes over.
Great blocking on the return. It springs him for 25. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at the 45.
Hey, 4 down, 4 down.
From the gun, it's Wilson. It's caught, block it. And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. They run it with Carson. Down to the 30 after a gain of 3.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
All day, every day, any day. 12. Good job right there. Good job right there.
From the 30 on 2nd down. Wilson, wide open receiver, complete. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. It's a pickup of 17 and a 1st down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start, getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
2nd and 10 at the 14-yard line.
Final 30 seconds of this first quarter, and it's been a quarter dominated by the guys with the football. Now Wilson on 2nd down. End zone caught. Touchdown, Seattle. DK Metcalf, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Seahawks add on to their lead. Well, early on, they have all facets of the game working in tandem.
Yeah, you give the defensive touchdown early, give you the first score, and then your offense piggybacks on top of that and gets their own. And any coach we've ever talked to, we've had that conversation with them prior to the game. They always say, if we can score on defense or special teams, that gives us like a 95% chance of winning the game. I don't know if that number's correct, but it certainly does tend to play out that way, doesn't it?
It does.
Now, that's the kind of return you're looking for. To get to that spot on the field, that allows you to do a lot of things on offense.
The Cardinal offense here ready to take over. And the results for them have not been strong to this point. 2 drives have ended in a turnover and then a punt.
So would it be too snarky for me to say that they're showing improvement? Because you had two drives with turnovers. Now they punted it away, so at least they didn't turn it over. So that's good, right?
You're going to get some angry users reaching out to you on social media.
Well, I don't mean to be. I was actually looking for the positive. Silver lining,
14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
Big stop, let's go.
First down, Murray. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. His intended receiver, the tight end, Caleb Wilson. And that'll bring up 2nd down. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They've looked lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side. 5 yards on the pickup, and that'll bring up a 3rd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Now Murray. A solid stiff arm. They're able to locate Wilson. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. A good pickup there, 21 yards.
First and 10 at the 20-yard line.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Zone, here's the Heisman Trophy. It's intercepted. Picked off at the 11. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The rookie picked off the rookie.
And guess what? They're pretty familiar with each other. It's not like when I was growing up and the dinosaurs were roaming the earth and you heard about a guy somewhere. Now they run into each other at camps, going through high school ball, recruiting, college games, all-star games, you name it. A lot more familiarity with each other.
The first play of the drive there is incomplete. Chris Carson, the intended receiver. That'll bring up 2nd down.
Well, touch and time are critical for those types of throws. He put a lot of zip on that one. Needed just a little bit more finesse trying to get it to his back.
So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down. Here's Wilson throwing again. That's complete into the hands of Carson. And able to get it here to about the 16-yard line. It's a 4-yard pickup, and that's going to bring up a 3rd down.
Gotta go, in and out. Let's go. Strong right, strong right, strong right. 3 out, 3 down. Watch number 5, Under 10, 10. Hey, alert.
From the shotgun, Wilson. Open man is Metcalf. He's got it. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. A gain of 22. And boy, they had high praise for this rookie receiver when we asked the coaches about him, didn't they?
They certainly did, and obviously they liked his measurables, otherwise they wouldn't have brought him onto the team. Height, weight, speed, all of that. But how about what they really said? Competitiveness. That's what they really liked about him. The way he goes after the football, competes for it, and decides when it's in the air, it's his and only his.
On 1st down, Wilson. And Dixon over the middle. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. So even with the pass interference, it's a completed pass. They'll go ahead and just take the play instead.
How about the effort? Making the catch despite the pass interference. Nothing else to be gained on the play. No need to take the penalty. The play stands.
So into Cardinal territory now. It's 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
50.
Here's Carson. Terrell Suggs in on the tackle.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Watch the ship. Hey, watch the ship. Back.
On 2nd down now. It's Carson. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. That 2nd down play nets a -4.
Count me as a little bit surprised by what we just saw there, because this has been a pretty long drive, and normally you think that wears down a defense. In this case, looked like the offensive line let them down a little bit.
They allowed the penetration and the ability to stuff them for a loss.
Ricky. He's coming. Alert. Check. Hey. Good job right there. Whip.
and long. It's Wilson. A fight for the football, and it's intercepted. Picked by Brandon Williams. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. A reminder coming up tonight, a tough ticket in New Orleans. The Cowboys in town to take on the Saints on Sunday Night Football. And tomorrow night, Charles and I, we go to Pittsburgh. Bengals and Steelers, two teams, well, they don't like each other very much. That's well documented. That starts at 8:15 Eastern as we close out the month of September. First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards. To throw, it's Murray. They will find the rookie from Iowa State. That's Hakeem Butler. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And they'll start out with great field position at the 47-yard line in enemy territory. The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field. It's been a good first half so far. They're up 14-0. Points here, they could really put them in command before intermission. Yeah, and it's all well and good what they're seeing and how they're feeling right now. But this is the NFL. How many times have we watched 14-0 leads evaporate and quickly? So how have we seen them combat it? Continue to run your offense, but don't back off at all. Don't start looking at the clock. Don't start thinking about, hey, just take care of the football. Keep attacking. Usually the best way to maintain control. Now it's Carson. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31. One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, and you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later. And the pressure will bring him down here. The Cardinals get home for the sack. Terrell Suggs able to record his 5th sack of the season. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. Wilson of the Seahawks looking for something big following the sack. It's 3rd and long here. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. Being chased out left. He's going to run, but he's got a long way to go. That scramble good for 13 yards, but not good enough for a first down. It's 4th. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe. So a big play before the end of the half to get him into this spot, and they cash in with 3. How about the 1-2 to the solar plexus on that one? The big play, the field goal, not much time left on the clock. That's the way to go into the half.
Let's go, bring it up.
At their own 25-yard line.
Try to get one more in here before the quarter breaks.
Let's get that ball, D. Let's get that ball right here. Check.
He's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. So we've come upon halftime with the visiting Seahawks. They're out in front. As we send you on out to our studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman at REA Sports Halftime Report. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
Let's go.
Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Left side here taken in by Metcalf. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Successful start to the drive, 17 yards, and moves the sticks.
First down, Seahawks.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10.
Quick dance. Come, train.
This is Carson. trucks through him.
Oh, man, right through him.
And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on second and short. They run again with Carson.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
The Seahawks on third down, just 1 for 3 thus far. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive.
First down, Seattle.
You can't block
36 power.
You can't block me. 58 to Mike. Come on, baby. Let's see what you got. 58's the Mike. 58's the Mike. Man, that's trash.
Zebra. Friday. Kill.
On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Now then, after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. Wilson. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Terrell Suggs in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long.
14, Bang out.
From the gun, Wilson. High throw, but the catch is made. A heck of a play there on 3rd down, but amazingly, they're still short for 4th. And I guess, Charles, sometimes when you have a receiver well over 6 foot, you do that. Just put it up there, let him grab it, and he did.
And it certainly appears like a 50-50 ball, right? We always talk about that when both sides have a chance to get it, the receiver or the guy covering him. But I think the odds actually are in favor of the offense. They can see the ball coming oftentimes before the defender can get his head around. So I think that really goes to like 70-30, and they should be able to go up and get it most of the time.
And he got it there. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line.
The Cardinals take over 1st and 10 at their own 31-yard line.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
We want rush in. Check 37.
Now Johnson throwing to start the drive. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. It's a loss of 11 on the play. And it'll make this a 2nd and long.
On the ready. I'm coming after you.
On 2nd down, here's Murray. Buying time to his left. Incomplete. They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's the perfect word for it, precise. Because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, You have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? I mean, let's face it, it's not just West Coast offense either. He's putting the ball downfield as well.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Murray. Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense. Give the sack to Barkevious Mingo, the former number 6 pick.
I think we've seen this before. Someone's down 3 scores. That situation there, it's just going to add to their growing frustrations, don't you think?
Yeah, a bad number 3 right now. 3-score game, 3rd quarter, 3 and out, not what they wanted. And you can tell on the sideline, those faces are getting a little bit longer as this one goes.
Seahawks take over 1st and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at their own 21.
Hey, 0-0-0.
They'll start out on the ground with Carson. And he'll be upended after a gain of 5, up to the 25-yard line. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
Gun. 95.
On 2nd down, it's Carson. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. That one a 1st down pickup of 8.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Welcome back to the desert. We're in Glendale. It's the Seahawks with the possession. They also have the lead here as we get set for the 4th and final quarter. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the 4th quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
58, boys, 58, Mike. Watch the run,
12.
58 to Mike, 58 to Mike. 58 to Mike.
Now they'll throw it with Wilson. Completes it to Dixon.
That's tough to play zone defense when they can just curl up right there in front of you.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we talk about finding the soft spot. Defensively, how do you make sure they don't find the soft spot like they did there?
Tough to do, because what they normally will do is run routes that'll pull you out of that spot they want to get into. That's what we call not taking the cheese, right? Don't go for the mousetrap. But it's hard to do because when you see a guy cutting that in that direction, you tend to go towards him.
They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive going. So after 2 1st downs, they get another here. 1st and 10 at the 45. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Carson. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. He goes for 18 there as the drive will continue. Well, that looked like an example of what you said back in the first half. A running back of his size can really wear down a defense. I think he's starting to do that.
I think you're exactly right. And know what else he's doing? He's inspiring the rest of his team because they see this starting to happen as well. So that means they're going to redouble their efforts to help him out. Extra blocking, getting downfield, helping him out.
To the right side and complete to Metcalf. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays.
Grenade!
Here we go, D. Kill.
On 1st down, Carson. And I think the ball's out, but this will get out of bounds, so possession will stay the same.
I don't know about you, but I could hear and feel the sigh of relief all the way up here in our booth.
That was palpable. The sideline, the friend there.
No doubt about it. Ball goes over the sideline, able to retain possession, no turnover. I know his coaches are screaming, just hang on to the ball, man.
And he'll be taken down here at about the 11. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. This defense against the run, by the way, they're not top 5, but they are top 10.
So what's your philosophy here? Do you try and run the ball against a team that's pretty good against the run? What if you're a pretty good running team?
And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Nick Vanette, his first touchdown on the year. And the Seahawks find a way to stretch their lead. Now Myers for the extra point. And that stretches the lead to 27.
Makes the score Seahawks 27, Cardinals nothing. Michael Dixon.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
25-yard line.
Set, hut, 6 yards. Here we go. Echo.
Watch that in, tight end's right.
Murray now on first down. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup. Offense for them has been at a premium. You wonder where plays like that have been all game long.
They're thinking the exact same thing themselves, but they're also looking forward now because now these plays are really for next week, trying to get some momentum going.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, here's Murray. Catch made right side by Wilson. But he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. That goes for a gain of 31. Defensively, I know they have the comfortable lead here in the 4th, but they do not want to give up big plays like that.
They want to finish strong. So oftentimes in this situation, you tighten up underneath in your coverage, and you bring your safeties back. They can pick up anything that leaks through. But in the meantime, upfield, you're making plays on the football.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Cardinals, they've got the football here as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. Here's Murray. Johnson with a completion over the middle. Johnson, it's poke free. Football's held. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And he returns it here to his own 18-yard line.
As they say, this game hasn't exactly been one for the books. I mean, we're into the 4th quarter here. And now this happens, another turnover. Not one that they're going to hold up and say, yeah, this has been a banner day.
Absolutely. Still sitting on 0.
Let's go, D. Tighten up.
Here's a handoff to Carson to begin the drive. Tackle made there by Jordan Hicks.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead, positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
It's 2nd and 8 at the 20-yard line.
They'll keep it on the ground. It's Carson. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. It's a 1st down on a gain of 10.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10.
Come on here, come get easy.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Another nice gain, 16 yards there, and a 1st down again.
Well, that play looks familiar because we saw them working on it in practice this week. And for a lineman trying to block on this play, they love when they get the defense moving in one direction. And when they try and change directions, it's a lot easier to pick them up and ward them off.
That really sets them back. A loss of 6.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
So the victory here for Seattle, and this was truly a total team effort, Charles, on both sides of the ball.